It's rare these days, but Lissa has had the same career for 16 years. The same job she trained for in college, the same employer that's invested years into training her, developing her, and promoting her. A boss that let her try different roles along the way, like managing, mentoring, even teaching. Lissa's invested everything into this one career. It's the key to her retirement. It's her health care plan for when she's older. It's her future, and the closest she'll ever come to having a dream job. But then, she lost it.
It's really 1,000 deaths. And why I say that is that so much is automatically not yours anymore. Can't fly. Like, it just unbelievably difficult to swallow. Can't command, can't counsel, can't teach. All of the roles that I had as a military officer, no more could I fulfill. I just felt darkness. I felt like I'm nothing.
30 years ago, no one would have predicted this ending. There was a time when Lissa was a promising young cadet, a woman that abandoned 2 years of college to start over from scratch at West Point. She was once a young pilot, working her way up the ranks, promotion after promotion, until she became a lieutenant colonel, only 2 promotions away from general. And while you might be tempted to wag your finger at Lissa and say, well, what did you expect, joining the military as a lesbian? Lissa didn't even realize she was gay until her 30s, many years after she joined the service.
After a long time of sort of being in denial, it was when I was probably a young captain when I finally said, I think this is who I am. And then the big question came up, well, should I get out? And I really thought very hard about what that would mean. And it didn't make any sense to me to get out, because it really had nothing to do with my identity as a soldier. And as far as I could see, it didn't have anything to do with my performance. My performance was fine. So very easy for me to just go, well, it's just not part of who I really am, and who I am as a soldier and an aviator and a fighter.
But then Lissa was asked, and she told, and that was that.
I think at that point, I think fear and the unknown was so loud that all I heard was a buzz, like some sort of humming. I was utterly stunned. It was after 16 years on active duty plus 4 at West Point, makes 20. And no benefits, no nothing, no money, no nothing. No job. So, yeah, you turn in all your flight gear, which was the hardest part for me.
Being a helicopter pilot was everything to Lissa. Now she says the closest she can get to flying is by riding her Harley.
But I had 2 choices. I could lay down and, cry for the rest of my life, or I could pick myself up and, and do something, and continue to serve my country, but not in uniform.
Before she was expelled, Lissa was on her way to becoming a full-time professor at West Point. Now she's trying for the next best thing, to earn a position as a civilian professor at the academy. She's working towards a doctorate at Harvard, where she lives with her rescue dog Coco in the converted attic of an elderly lady.
I think it's a daily struggle about, who am I really? And as much as I'm stepping into this new self who's going to be a professor, there's still vestiges of really missing, like anytime a helicopter flies over, or, my friends are still serving, and now my friends are, colonels and generals. It's hard because I feel like I should be there with them, fighting this war.
If they let you return, if they overturned Don't Ask, Don't Tell, would you go back in?
I would, if they lifted the ban, I would be one of the first in line to say I'd like to put my uniform back on. I'd like to fly again. I'd like to teach at West Point. And actually, I would be first in line to say, what do you need? What can I do for you? But if I could just serve again, it'd be great. I'd do anything.
So you're not angry at the Army?
I don't get mad at the institution, one, because I am the institution. And I was molded at West Point and forged at West Point. And that's not something that's separable from the soul. Like, you become a soldier, and an officer and a leader and a defender of the Constitution and a servant to the government. That's who I am. So I am that institution of service. And not that I can't serve as a civilian, I certainly can, which is, what I'm trying to do. I'm very happy at Harvard. I'm really happy to be able to serve the Army through academics. But what I know is, how to fight and defend this nation. That's what I know. There's nothing that replaces the feeling of putting on a uniform and taking that responsibility. The uniform only weighs about 8 pounds, but the responsibility is a lot more.
How much hope do you harbor of going back?
None. I don't think I have a chance in hell to be asked back. None. Yeah, I can't imagine it. It's definitely in the back of my mind. I don't dare hope. I can't be crushed again. I can't survive another crushing. It's wiser for me, just in terms of sanity and in terms of health. And so I don't want to hope and then lose.
So for now, Lissa has Harvard, her West Point ambitions, her dog Coco, and weekly dates with her Harley Davidson. When she flies again.